fewer highs in the upper 90s. And then we're going to have more showers because, hey, it's Florida and it's summertime, and what would an afternoon be without a thunderstorm? Speaking of which, we had just a few of those today, one of which rolled down the center of Leon County, just to the east of Monroe Street, actually, and soaked some of the eastern parts of campus right now and produced a lovely double rainbow. It also cooled down the temperatures a little bit. Tallahassee is now at 88 degrees, a little bit of relief compared to Wilma at 94 degrees. And how low will it go tonight? We're calling for 74 degrees with a 40% chance of rain under partly cloudy skies. So keep an umbrella handy tonight. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, thank you, Shane. We just got through watching Erica for a couple of weeks, and Erica did indeed do quite a bit of damage to the island of Dominica.
Yeah, the Dominican Republic doing its first estimate of tropical storm and tropical storm Erica moving through the island. About half of the country's GDP, and it is a rather poor country, so rather small amount of GDP for them, but about half of the GDP's country is in damage.
And a lot of that was from those heavy rains that Erica put down. It was definitely a threat to be the rainmaker, and unfortunately the Caribbean islands did see quite a bit of that.
One of the two airports on the Dominican Republic's very small island has been destroyed beyond repair. Approximately $14 million will need to go in to restore every piece of equipment and the infrastructure at the airport.
Absolutely. And Erica is no longer a threat for us, but we're going to bring it back down here to Tallahassee with Ayesha to give us more.
Thank you, guys. So as you can see on our radar right now, scattered showers pretty much everywhere around the Big Bend area. When you were walking around campus today, you saw that drizzle, so that's pretty much where it's from. So this is a pretty cool map. Lightning, showing lightning in our area a little bit, but it's not too bad. It's clearing out, it's moving out the way, but you're going to see that game day rain chances up next. For our across the area, Quincy, you're still missing, but you're at 80 degrees right now. Tallahassee at 88, Monticello 90. So consistent temperatures around the panhandle right now. Our current heat index, this is really going to show you how uncomfortable it is on campus around the area. That humidity showing 95 right now in Tallahassee. That's why it feels so humid. Your hair's frizzing up. Yeah, you might as well just bother not doing it because heat index is high. 96 in Thomasville, and Valdosta 99. So just look out for that when you're going outside. Current winds right now, 10 miles per hour in Tallahassee. You can see the winds pretty much shifting all around the Big Bend. There's scattered showers everywhere. Sea breeze coming up from St. Mark's and Carabel. You can see the strong winds down in Apalachicola from the sea breeze. So we're not getting too much strong winds, but you can feel 10 miles per hour. Futurecast, this is really going to show you how our week is going to play out. Right now, we're seeing a little bit of moisture in our area, and that's going to clear out soon. But on Saturday, the rain is going to come. In the morning, it'll be pretty clear, but scattered showers in the afternoon, when you're setting up that tailgate, be sure to look out for that because you're going to need a tent. On around 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock, football's back. It's back. We're happy. We love to chop. But the rain chances are going to stick around, but we're pretty sure that it's not going to be too bad. So around Sunday, rain chances once again, but it's going to be not too bad. We have a 50% chance on Sunday and some scattered showers, and that could be associated with lightning, so be careful. Sunday afternoon and tonight, still, you can see those scattered showers sticking around, all that moisture still just sticking around in Tallahassee. So rain chances are pretty big this week. Tonight's forecast, 74 in Tallahassee, 71 in Monticello, and 73 in Perry. So pretty consistent around here. And you see that 40% chance still sticking around. Light winds, 5 miles per hour. Before the game, though, this is really what you really need to pay attention to. It's going to be a cloudy start, 77 degrees. That's nice, right? But around 12, you're setting up that tent, isolated showers, get ready for them. You're barbecuing? Really, put up that tent. I'm trying to help you out. 5 p.m., 87, scattered showers, but by the time the game starts, not much going on. So looking at our 7-day right now, you can really see those scattered showers, 50%, 90 temperatures consistently, 88, 90, you can see it. But I'm going to send it back to the desk for more. Oh, send it to Kate.
Yeah,
because I love Kate.
Thank you, Ayesha. And yes, I'm going to get not sending it back to the desk quite yet, but we got a lot going on right on this map right here. We have the system out onto the Gulf, and that's this high pressure that we're seeing. But if you look out into the Atlantic over here, that's a little bit of the remnants of Erica that we saw, how it went around Florida. It went right into the ocean, but that's going to be creating, there's a low out in the Atlantic, and we have this high pressure here, and that's really going to affect us for later into tomorrow and this weekend when these two systems are going to converge or come together, which is going to be the reason why we see a lot of that rain for tomorrow and this weekend. But looking at the lightning strikes for the rain, all through Florida, there's a lot of lightning. So those are those storms that are starting to come together from those two systems, especially down near Orlando in Miami. There's a lot of activity down there. And when we look at those current conditions, though, right now, we're seeing 88 degrees in Tallahassee right now, so it's a bit warm. But Orlando, 73 degrees, a lot cooler than what everyone else is seeing. Again, due to that rain, it's cooling them down a bit, especially down in Miami with 78 degrees. But if we look over into the central, 97 degrees in Little Rock. It's about the warmest we're seeing for the southeast, around with 96 in Shreveport, 79 in New Orleans. So really cooler temperatures for around the area, around the coast and in Florida because of that rain. Current relative humidity, though, it's at the higher the percentage, the more muggier it's going to feel. In Orlando, 100%, which means it's raining really in Orlando. 57 in Tallahassee, so not too wet for us right now, so it's not too uncomfortable. 24-hour temperature change, though, we're a lot warmer than what we have been in Orlando, 18 degrees because of that cool down. So they're probably loving that cool down temperatures. Tonight's forecast, though, 72 in Tallahassee, 76 in Orlando, 74 in Savannah. So we're really seeing around those 70 degrees for tonight, and then tomorrow, mid-upper 90s for the southeast, all around 94 for tomorrow in Tallahassee. I'm going to send this back to the desk.
Hey, thanks, Kate. Very cool. Very good weather overall for the weekend and going into game day. But we're going to switch gears, not talk about weather, but still in the sciencey realm.
All right, we're going to be bringing in fossils because we love fossils and a new type of fossil.
I feel like Bill Nye right now.
Yeah, you've got the bow tie going
on.
I know.
A very rare fish, part of the genus, and I'm going to screw this up here, Saricethus was found. This fish, approximately 220 million years old.
And it was previously only seen in parts of China, and now this is the first time where we're seeing it in our neck of the woods here in the United States.
Yes, this fish was found in the very first archaeological dig that is open up to the general public in Flagstaff, Arizona. So obviously a big difference from China to Arizona, but still a lot of archaeologists and paleontologists starting to look into the U.S. for more of these rare fossils.
Absolutely. We're going to take the fossils kind of out of the fossil. We're going to bring it to the National with Jay.
Yes, no more fossils here in the National. We're all seeing current conditions for right now. You're seeing 88 in Tallahassee, 79 in New Orleans. There's a bunch of storms in the southeast. Taking a look over to the west, you're seeing 68 in San Francisco, 61 in Seattle. Salt Lake City, you're seeing a nice little 87 there. So kind of a little more of hotter temperatures, especially with Phoenix seeing at 95 degrees. So you're seeing a little more warmer temperatures for the current conditions. And I'll take a little more radar tour around the nation with more of a satellite radar. Seeing a bunch of storms over in Billings, Salt Lake City, Seattle. You're actually seeing some red flag warnings, which I'll show in the next graphic. Seeing a lot of watches and warnings, like I said before. Salt Lake City, you're seeing on a red flag warning as well as parts of San Francisco. It looks like parts of Nevada as well. Seattle, you're seeing more of a flood watch, and over in Oregon, you're seeing a lot more of a freeze watch. I don't know, it may be fall, but freeze watches, not unheard of over in the north. And parts of, looks like Idaho and Montana, you're seeing a winter weather advisory, but I think I'll zoom in to look about that in just a bit. For radar alerts and warnings, you're seeing a little more of pop showers here and there for Tallahassee. Parts of Tampa and Orlando are seeing a lot more heavy showers in the area. Again, it is the afternoon, so it's not unexpected to see for parts of Orlando and Central Florida. Now we're going to take it over to the west, seeing Albuquerque and Phoenix, seeing a little more showers than normal. But again, you're on the desert, so seeing showers is kind of a good thing for you, okay, especially with all the red flag warnings that's been in the area the past couple of days. You're not under that today, but again, showers are definitely helpful to keep more of a fire hazard down a little more. I know you need the rain over in parts of Salt Lake City and San Francisco because you're seeing a lot of red flag warnings. But over in Washington and Oregon, you're seeing a lot more of winter weather advisories, freeze watches, as well as flood watches. So again, you're getting a bunch of watch warning. Make sure you stay tuned for that because a lot of stuff is happening in the area. Now we're taking one more look around New England states, seeing a bunch of scattered showers, especially some severe. That's what the orange means on the radar right now. Parts of Washington, D.C., parts of the middle of North Carolina, and parts of Virginia and West Virginia, seeing a lot of scattered showers, a lot of warnings. So make sure you stay tuned because it's a lot of watches and warnings in the area for the next couple of hours. Tonight's forecast, you're seeing 79 in Dallas, seeing 78 in San Antonio, 59 in Albuquerque, quite cold there. But the coldest one has to be Seattle, 50 degrees, quite cold. That's why you're in that winter weather advisory, as well as some freeze watches, and that's going to be in effect. Again, quite cold conditions. Over in our area, you're not seeing too much. You're seeing 72 degrees in Tallahassee, 77 in New Orleans, 70 in Atlanta. When we take it over to tomorrow, however, you're seeing a lot more warmer temperatures and a lot more scattered showers as well. You're seeing 94 for Tallahassee, 92 in New Orleans, just a bunch of heat in the area for the southeast. But now, let's take it over look with Shane with a little more locally Tallahassee.
Thanks, Jay. Right now, it's still quite hot out in the Big Bend region. The showers cooled us off a little bit, but we're still feeling the heat out right now, especially the humidity. 88 degrees here in the capital, 89 in St. Mark's, 87 in Perry, and 90 in Monticello. So we're still cooking out there. And some people need to break out the umbrellas because the rain is coming down in portions of the capital region. Now that's moved primarily to the south of the capital into Wakulla County and southern Jefferson County. So we're happy to see that it is cleared up for the rest of the evening plans, but keep the umbrellas handy. And that pretty much goes for the whole state of Florida. There have been pop-up showers galore across the whole peninsula today. We really had a lot of daytime heating that allowed those storms to build. In fact, some of these areas are still super saturated from all the rain they've received earlier. Aerial flood advisories remain in effect for Gilchrist County and Dixie County in the Florida Big Bend. But breaking out the plan for this weekend, that game day forecast we all want to know about. Well, tonight, we've still got shades of green over the region for a few more hours, so we don't want to shelve the umbrellas just yet. We should wake up to mostly cloudy skies and dry conditions tomorrow morning, and then that green lingers on the western horizon a bit ominously for the mid-afternoon hours tomorrow. So if you have tailgate plans, like Ayesha said, it's best to break out the tent because it could very well come in handy and save you from having some very soggy burgers and hot dogs. That rain should move out of the region by game time, at least that's what everyone's hoping, but we would definitely advise everyone to take a poncho with you to Doak Campbell Stadium. They don't allow umbrellas, so the poncho couldn't mean the difference between getting wet or dry, especially if the seats collect water from the rain showers earlier in the afternoon. And then skies should clear out into the wee hours of Sunday morning and clouds remaining into the early morning hours. UV index is high. We're coming in the dark reds. So even though there's clouds, you still can get a sunburn and you should keep your sunscreen handy. Light chop for boaters tomorrow, but it is going to be pretty rainy. So it wouldn't be the best day to take your boat out if you can help it. 74 degrees is our low tonight in Tallahassee. Partly cloudy skies with, as we went over earlier, a chance of some isolated rain showers. Tomorrow we should top out at 91 degrees with a 60% chance of rain during the day. We're happy to tell you that that percentage has been reduced to 40% for the game day forecast. Should be 81 degrees at kickoff at 8 o'clock tomorrow when we'll all be cheering on the Seminoles as they take on Texas State. As for the 7 days to follow, we are looking at temperatures remaining mostly in the upper 80s, which is a nice relief from the 90s that have been scorching FSU's campus. Now let's send it off to Kate and Jay at the desk.
You know what's also scorching high at the desk? Apples.
Apples, yes. So according to the U.S. Apple Association, the apples in the Northeast growers 14% better than last year's crop.
Yes, I also know it's been about 18% increase percent in the 5-year average. So
Yep.
they're kind of seeing a lot more growers, a lot more better growing for apples. So I know they're all looking forward to that.
I know all the farmers were extremely happy that they didn't have their crops destroyed by frost this year.
Yes, okay, you know, my red normal apple, I love eating constantly. I probably don't have one here at the desk myself, but...
Apples are good, especially apple pie. That's always a summer favorite.
Oh, lovely summer apple pie. What's your favorite apple?
I do like green apples personally.
See, I like green apple flavor. Green apple is not my favorite, but everything that's flavored green apple is delectable.
Yes, well, we're going to send this out to Matt for around Florida.
All right, thank you guys so much. We've got a quick little zoomed out look here around Florida. It's really kind of a soggy mess across most of the peninsula as our satellite imagery catches up with us here. Down the peninsula, we see some storms here towards the Nature Coast down into Tampa, and we have discussed before that they don't need the rain. But areas that do need the rain down the peninsula, down into Dade, Collier, and Broward County, they were seeing quite a bit of sea breeze storms move in, which brought them some much needed rain and quite a bit of lightning as well. So if you were down there and you saw the rain or felt the thunder or heard the thunder roar, then that's where that's from down there. But let's take a look at our local temperatures across our area right now. Tallahassee, we're sitting at 86 degrees, Marietta at 89. Cross City, down here towards the southeast, is a little bit cooler, mainly due to that cloud cover that's pushing over into those areas, and of course the rain-cooled air as well. Valdosta up in 89, and you can see really these contours of color that indicate those higher temperatures and where they are and where they're getting in towards the area. Like Valdosta, you're sitting right on the edge right now of that 90-degree mark, as seen by that darker red color. The rest of the state right now, you could see the orange parts, orange colors denoting the cooler temperatures with those rain showers as well as the cloud cover. Down towards Fort Myers, you're seeing sunny conditions 90. And the rest of the state is really quite similar except for Orlando. You're the cool spot at 73 degrees. So Miami as well, 76. Typically the temperatures we see normally this time of year. And then wind speeds. Orlando, you saw a big gust from a passing shower, a passing storm. And then parts of Miami as well, down to 10 miles per hour. They saw those winds as well from those sea breeze thunderstorms. Here's a radar tour that we'll be taking across Tallahassee. We don't see anything here, but that's certainly not the picture. We've seen some spotty showers across the state as well from all of those sea breeze storms popping up, as well as some outflow boundaries. We've got a few storms down here trying to make their way into the metro areas across South Florida. We can see that really clearly here showing up on radar. They need it, so this is a good thing for them to see. And then zooming out real quick, we can take a quick look at our Futurecast radar. Tallahassee at this time showing the rain that we have seen in our area. And then, of course, tonight's temperature. What's going to happen tonight? 72 degrees. Your downtown get down may have a couple spotty showers or two, but definitely the story will be the damp grounds. The roads are already wet. As Zach and I were talking about earlier at the desk, drive safely if you're heading on out to that. Rest of the peninsula, 76 down lower towards the south east Florida, and then 77 in Tampa, and pretty much on autopilot the rest of the state. Tomorrow's forecast, if you're heading out to college football anywhere across the peninsula, storms are in the forecast, unfortunately. 94 here in Tallahassee with the storms in the forecast for our tailgate conditions, and then the rest of the peninsula showing those 90 to 91 degree temperatures, so hot, muggy, possibly showery. Not the best day weather-wise for college football, but we guarantee you that the cool air will come here very soon as we get into fall. But one thing we want to turn our attention to is the tropics, because it's still hurricane season.
Still hurricane season, the peak later on next week. We aren't talking much in the Atlantic, only one thing in the Pacific, but we'll still take our time and talk about it. Fred. We're looking at a Category 1 hurricane is what its peak was. Let's see if we can put that magic track there. It's not going to pop up. Fred is the only one we're talking about currently. Again, peaked at a Category 1 with winds of 85 as it moved through the islands of Cape Verde, just off the coast, and that's why you see that little yellow line through the Cape Verde Islands. Since then, back down to a tropical storm, as this green line indicates. Current position still holding on as a tropical storm. We're looking at Fred with peak winds at around 35 miles an hour. I said tropical storm, I meant tropical depression. Holding at winds at 35. That pressure is quickly rising up 1,006 millibars. That pressure will continue to rise, and it's forecast, Fred, to become a remnant low later today. Now, that may not be the death of Fred as we put its track into motion. It's going to get swooped on up by the Atlantic Ridge, and then as it begins to progress, we're talking Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, moving into Wednesday, some of those tropical characteristics could come back and allow Fred to basically revive itself, but we aren't looking at a tropical storm. We're talking possibly a tropical depression. We'll continue to watch it. Again, won't be affecting our region as it curves on out due to that ridge in the Atlantic. But again, that possibility of some tropical redevelopment for Fred. We're also watching a wave that will be coming off the coast of Africa near the Cape Verde Islands, similar to what Fred did, in about a day or two, and that's going to get its act together. National Hurricane Center says 50% chance of development over 48 hours, 70% over the next 3 days. And as you can see in our September climatology, the track normally takes it out here. Again, we do have that building ridge, so we will have to watch that and see how the shear affects the storm, especially in its formation, but we will continue to watch it. Across the Gulf, we aren't seeing that much, just a little bit ball of convection with that convergence that's happening over our area, but still no threat for any formation. Still, no threat over the Caribbean either. As we look towards the Dominican Republic and Haiti, they're finally getting some very good weather for that cleanup. Tropical storm Kevin out in the Pacific, peaked winds at 65 miles an hour currently. That pressure's wrong, I assure you, not 0 millibars, but quickly weakening as Kevin is expected to move on out to sea and become a remnant low soon. Our futurecast radar over the next few hours, just a few showers and storms later this afternoon and into the evening. Tonight we're looking at 72 in Tallahassee, 74 in Panama City, and 77 in Tampa. Tomorrow, those mid to upper 90s with those scattered afternoon thunderstorms. The desk has more.
Thanks, Zach. And as we all know, in the West, it's very common for fires.
Yes, it's always very common for fires. The U.S. Forest Service actually fought off a really big fire last week, and it almost cost them $239 million worth of damage, so that's quite significant damage there.
That is a lot, and I know they're going to be borrowing money from the Forest Restoration Fund, and they're also expecting to be paying $200 million each week for all the next fires coming up.
Yes, that's really a lot of forest deforestation loss, a lot of homes, maybe some limes even, so that's quite significant for them. So yeah. We hope and wish them the best.
Hopefully the weather gives them some rain soon enough so they won't have to deal for that.
Yes, but we'll a little more look around the last local. Let's say out to a person that has lots of clouds in his name, Mr. Casey Cloud.
Thanks so much, everyone. Let's go ahead and get a closer look here to what's going on in our area. We are seeing 86 degrees right now at the Tallahassee International Airport. Mostly cloudy skies all around, so that is a little bit of a factor. At least the temperatures aren't as warm as they could be in terms of those heat indices, but they are still warm across our region. Local temperatures right now sitting 86 here, a little bit of rain, cold air, maybe because of some of those showers that did go through the campus and the region just a little while ago, but warmer in areas I haven't seen rain, 94 degrees in the Wilma area. And brightening the view in terms of those relative humidities, we see 63% in Tallahassee, 65 in St. Mark's, mid to upper 60s around the metro area, but a little more humid as we get a little closer to the Gulf of Mexico, Franklin County and Carabel sitting at 79%. So it is sticky out there as you are walking around the region and walking around campus on this night before the big game. Now, local radar here does show that there have been some showered and thunderstorms that have made their way through the area. Ayesha showed a local look of the lightning earlier. Some lightning down near Crawfordville, St. Mark's, and McCulloch County. That's that same storm that went through parts of eastern and central Leon County and the campus a little while ago. Now, what I want to do, though, is break down what we're expecting over the next several hours. We have our forecast model here, and we'll go ahead and dive into this. We see that 8, 9, 10 o'clock, some showered and thunderstorms will be around, but those will be dwindling off as we go throughout the evening. As you wake up on your game day morning, we should expect relatively nice conditions around. A nice way to start your FSU game day off across the entire viewing circle, rather wherever you're traveling from. Now, getting in toward the early afternoon and mid-afternoon, those showered and thunderstorms, they'll really start to make their way into the picture. As you're tailgating, 5 p.m. Tallahassee up to Quincy, Mariana, some showered and thunderstorms will be around. Some of these could be rather strong, so it's something that you need to be aware of. As you're tailgating, you can have umbrellas. However, as you get ready for the game, we'll need to make sure you have ponchos. As we get later into the evening hours, as there could be a few sprinkles, 6, 7 o'clock, but the good thing about that, and the good thing about the forecast, is that it's showing nicer weather conditions as we get later into the evening hours. Right now, it looks like we'll be okay from some of the showered and thunderstorms that could be around, most of them moving away. But as we get later into the evening hours, really shouldn't be too big of a factor for the game. But just make sure you take that poncho just in case. You don't want to be left unprepared. And even while you're tailgating, you might want to have some of that UV index. You'll want to take that into consideration as well. Now tonight, 74 degrees though. We do see that temperature here across our area. Now we'll go ahead and get to that game day forecast now. This is what you've been waiting for. We're talking about 82 degrees, isolated thunderstorm. They're a possibility, but earlier in the evening, that's when the big concern is. Luckily, shouldn't have too much of that around. Now, what we'll go ahead and do here, in fact, though, is we'll go ahead and get on to that 7-day forecast here in just a few minutes. Right now, we'll take it back over, and you see that 7-day forecast. They'll go ahead and break that down more here at the desk as we have some chances of showers into play.
Oh, yes, we will. We'll start breaking it down in just a second. Do you have any tailgate plans for tomorrow, Kate?
I do, actually. I'm going to be for the AMS and NWA.
Oh, yes. I know. I'll definitely be there as well.
Yes.
That's going to be at 4 o'clock, so I know everyone's going to be excited. Come out and have some fun with us. You'll see all our lowly faces for tomorrow, and we're all looking forward to it as well.
Yeah, I'm super excited, and if you want to actually do anything tonight, there is the women's soccer game tonight at 7 against Texas A&M, and there's also the block party.
Yes, there is.
Downtown.
And then tomorrow against 8 o'clock, we play against Texas State. So a lot more interesting things going on for tomorrow, and I'm really excited for that. The ranges that you see for 60% is going to be earlier on in the day. Later on, it's not going to be as much. It's going to be more so scatter showers, about 30% chance. So.
Yeah, but just in case, if you do bring those ponchos, you can't have umbrellas in the stadium. So.
Yes, exactly. But of course, you can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and watch our lovely faces on livestream.com/FSU Weather. We have an Instagram account as well, so you can always like our Facebook stuff there.
All right, well, thanks for joining us tonight.
I'm student meteorologist Jay Kimball.
And I'm student meteorologist Kate Nagel.
Have a great night, Tallahassee, and make sure you stay dry for the game tomorrow. It's going to be a great one.
Good night.